Hey, I'm Salsker18, and today we're going to be reviewing some of my top 5 favorite comic books that I've read. In honor of Geek Week, I'm going to be reviewing my top 5 comics. Most of them are Marvel. I know that there's other books out there that don't belong to Marvel, but you know what? I'm just a true Marvelite at heart. So, and also, I'm only reviewing the books that I have read. I know there's a bunch of books out there that I have not read and that are good, that do belong, should be on this list, but bear with me. So, the first one I'm going to be talking about is Marvel Saga, the official history of the Marvel Universe. It's a good handbook. It's a good start off just to see like the origins of. It explains everything from the beginnings of the creation of the Earth all the way to like how the XMen, Spider-Man, and the Fantastic Four got started. So it's a good starting point for someone who's new, not necessarily to the comic book world, but to the Marvel Universe itself and how crazy it is.
Number 4.
Written by Matt Fraction and Ed Brubaker, and art by Steve McKeven and Mark Morales. It's a 2011 story crossover consisting of 7 issues. The story depicts various superheroes of the Marvel Universe. So basically, the foe in this story is the Serpent. He's basically the god of fear in the Asgardian world. He's Odin's brother and has been sealed away. Basically, the starting point is Red Skull's daughter finds a hidden temple where her father left this magic Asgardian book that happens to be made out of Atlantean people's skin. So anyway, he was trying to summon this dark magic so he can change the outcome of World War II, but that didn't go so well. Once Sith unlocks the book, she is possessed by the Serpent's daughter, and she unlocks hammers, and what happens is she unlocks all these other hammers that spread around the world, and people who are called the Worthy, villains and superheroes that are able to pick up this hammer, get possessed by the Heralds of the Serpent. Odin's father is scared that the Earth's heralds will not be able to seal him away. Odin plans to destroy the world, because he was being a little bitch.
Number 3.
So, Civil War is a 2003-2007 Marvel Comics crossover. The storyline is built around a self-titled 7-issue limited series written by Mark Millar and penciled by Steve McKeven. The premises of the Civil War involves the introduction of a Superhero Registration Act in the U.S. The act requires any person in the U.S. with superhero abilities to register to the federal government as a human weapon of mass destruction. Reveal their true identity to the authorities, they undergo proper training. Those who sign also have the option of working for S.H.I.E.L.D., earning wages, benefits, and all that bullshit, and a salary. Basically, this splits the Marvel Universe in half. Those supporting the new law side with Iron Man. Those against it support with Steve Rogers, Captain America, which is kind of weird because everybody knows his identity anyways. But anyways, this basically puts them both together, fights them, and so there's like no real villains in this comic book. It's basically your favorite superhero just fighting neck and neck. This crossover has a lot of tragedies, and people do actually die. It's a great read, and the Marvel Universe is never really the same again.
Number 2.
And do you accept this man's resignation? You can't really see it, but it's Bane. Batman Earth 1 is basically a retelling of the Bruce Wayne storyline. You guys know his parents die. He vows to avenge them by putting on a bat suit and, preventing organized crime in Gotham. It's a very cinematic universe. It's a very cinematic approach to the comic. If you enjoy the Nolan films, you'll enjoy this comic.
Number 1.
Last one I'm going to be talking about, and it's my favorite one. It's actually one that I got that sort of got me back into comics in my teenage years. It's Onslaught. So basically, Onslaught, it's like the brainchild of Professor X and Magneto. If you can just picture that. Anyway, what happens is Magneto's in a coma. So Professor X is trying to help him out with his mind powers, and what happens is He's trying to delete the bad memories or the bad sector of Magneto's brain. Of course, you know, Charles Xavier also has a dark side to his brain that he keeps locked up in his brain, because if he got out, just all hell breaks loose. So what happens is, attempting to delete the bad sectors of his mind, both the evil that's inside Magneto and the evil that's inside Charles Xavier's brain sort of like have sex, and it creates this dark entity. It basically wants to kill all the human race. There are some like certain images here. The artwork here is phenomenal. There's just some parts that you know, Onslaught's about to kill Professor X, and then out of nowhere Rogue flies in to save him, and you just get a glorified picture of like this dystopian image of the X-Men, like all ravaged and savaged up and shit like that. And this Onslaught guy, he's basically unstoppable. He's the combined powers of, like I said before, Charles Xavier and Magneto. So he's like kicking the shit out of him, and I don't know where you just get like some of the words, you get like an insight of what Professor X is thinking, and some of the things he says is just that. And yet, though the haze of dust, Xavier sensed it coming. And then you just get like in the mist, you get a glimpse of Shield, you get a glimpse of an orange fist, and it just says, you get a glimpse of a uniform that says the number 4 on it, and then you get a glimpse of a red yellowish helmet. So you can see that, you know, it pretty much the Avengers, the world's mightiest hero, team up to fight alongside the X-Men, which is great panel. I love it when the Marvel Universe does crossovers like this. Come together, and you get that, finally you get that fucking, that, you know, Avengers assemble. The heroes come together, they're fighting naturally, and it gets to the point where they're getting beat up pretty bad. The Hulk himself, he talks to Jean Grey, and he's like, alright, look, I need you to separate me from Bruce Banner, because, you know, even though he's the Hulk, the part of Bruce Banner that's inside his brain won't let him reach out. That's what makes him the superhero that he is. So he tells Jean Grey to separate both portions so he could just become the Hulk. And he's basically the only guy that goes hand in fist with this giant monster, and he actually has a fighting chance. This guy's so strong that the Vision, if you guys don't know, the Vision he has his power. He can manipulate his density, so he can go through walls, go through anybody. Strong and so powerful that the Vision can't even go through him. Basically, when the Hulk's duking it out with him, fist in fist, but even then, he's too strong. So what they do, the X-Men are naturally just joining their forces and shooting this guy. You know, Wolverine's clawing him up, Cyclops is shooting him with his beams, but they find out that because he's so powerful, they're actually making him stronger. So they're basically useless almost in this point. Basically, what they figure out is that he's just energy, and if they basically throw themselves in there, if they sacrifice themselves, that energy will be unstable and it just blows up. So of course, Thor is actually the first one that goes in, and I love what he says. He goes, "For me, God! I wish I had a hammer. For Odin!" And then after that, one by one, they just start sacrificing themselves. Like Captain America gets to the Avengers and he goes, "Assemble!" and they all dodge into. And it's funny because like Dr. Doom's there because I guess Iron Man dragged him out, and he's about to like run away, and then Iron Man just like flies in and fucking sacrifices himself along with Dr. Doom into the vortex or the force field, if you will. And then finally the X-Men, once like the energy is unstable, they attack. And well, you have to read it. It's a really good comic book. There's a lot of great artwork, and so yeah, that's it, man. Number 10. If you like what you see here, and if you like what you heard, click like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and I'll see you next time. Get the fuck out.